The Lonely Passion of Judith Hearne, 1987, was the final film by Jack Clayton, the acclaimed director of Room at the Top, The Innocents, Our Mother's House, and The Great Gatsby. Despite excellent performances by Maggie Smith and Bob Hoskins, the film was a resounding commercial failure. Perhaps this was due to its dramatic and somber story, although Georges Delerue's music offered a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. Set in 1950s Dublin, the film features Maggie Smith as Judith Hearne, a fragile, innocent, middle-aged spinster mired in loneliness and alcoholism. An orphan, she was raised by her aunt in a strict religious environment. Now, religious fervor and the memory of her aunt are the two pillars that keep her going. However, her world is about to crumble. Alone and penniless, she barely makes ends meet by giving private piano lessons. She moves into a boarding house run by a cruel woman. There she meets James, the landlady's brother, who also lives there. James is a failure who has recently arrived from the United States. He leads her to believe that he is a prosperous businessman. Because he thinks she has money and hopes to profit from it, she mistakes his attentions for love and clings desperately to that hope. But the reality is quite different when he finds out that she has no money.
Marry? At my age? At yours? Don't be crazy.
Desperate, she withdraws her remaining money from the bank, leaves the boarding house, and moves into a hotel where she gets drunk. Admitted to a sanatorium, she receives a visit from James, who explains that he wants to open a restaurant and marry her. However, the reality is quite different.
You're expecting me to put money in this restaurant thing?
Not that much. A drop in the bucket for a lady that can afford to stay in the shell bowl.
I have no money.
What about the shell bowl?
It's the last of my savings. Do you still want to be partners down the line, Jim?
There are three musical themes that describe Judith Hearne. The first is her faith. The film opens with religious music that appears to be playing in a church. However, we later discover that this is not the case. The music is the curtain rising to present the young Judith Hearne in her absolute immaculate purity. This music will be heard again during her absolute decline.
Sit down.
Father, please.
From heaven to hell.
It's that gin I smell.
Yes, Father.
Do you mean to say you've come here to see me drunk?
No, Father, no.
Okay, we'll take it a show then, shall we? And maybe a bite to eat after.
Lovely.
Well, okay. I'll see you.
The second theme is love, expressed as a pure and good feeling. This is seen in her two encounters with James.
His clothes always looked as if they were drowned in starch.
Must have been mighty uncomfortable sitting down.
Must have been.
And in her personal comfort. In this flashback with her aunt, the music demonstrates that Judith Hearne has the capacity to love.
I won't let them take you. I won't. Promise. Yeah, I promise. Honestly, I do. I promise.
However, due to her situation and lack of control, the combination of alcohol and her emotions results in the saddest and most fragile version of the musical theme. Even in the sanatorium, when James asks her to marry him, believing her to be rich, the flame of love is reborn in her.
You're saying that you...
Mr. and Mrs. James Madden, proprietors. No
But
misunderstanding.
it dies out when he talks to her about money.
Partners, 50-50.
But you're expecting me to put money in this restaurant thing?
At the beginning of the film, after the introduction of music related to faith, little Judith appears and brings with her the main theme, the music of her inner self. Here it shows her innocence and purity.
Thank you, Judith.
Then, in a formidable ellipsis, Judith Hearne appears as an adult, saddened. This music accompanies her arrival at the boarding house. With this music, she spends her life in solitude. This music is about her and what happens inside her, not about her feelings towards others, as was the theme of her love. These are her worst moments. It is the music of an extremely fragile and vulnerable woman.
I thought you were interested in me, Jim. As a woman, I mean. I don't think you've behaved very well. That awful sister of yours turned you against me. With talk of my drinking and goodness knows
I didn't need May to tell me you was drunk. I got his.
The music of a broken woman. From that heaven to this hell. Now, in the sanatorium where she is cared for and loved, the music reveals her fragility and vulnerability, as well as her innocence and purity once again.
Would you put this on the mantelpiece for me, please?
Is that your mother?
It's my aunt. Is this picture the only you?
After another disappointment with James, he gives her his address and says goodbye. Now recovered, Judith leaves the sanatorium. And after this decision, Georgia Delerue's music has healed her wounds.